Hey Gabbers, and welcome back to Girls Unscripted. My name is Kate.
My name is Carolyn.
And if you are not watching on video, may I recommend you do watch on video because Carolyn got her hair done.
No, Catherine, stop that. You're making me blush.
It's very beautifully blonde. Like whoever did it did a really good job at, I don't even know, is that like a balayage? Like it looks natural.
You know who did it? It was someone who used to do, oh my gosh, she used to do like Brittany's hair and Kristen's hair. She used to hang out with all of them. She is great, hilarious, believes in reptile people, but I still love her. But she was like, oh my God, I couldn't hang around them because Jax was so like abusive to Brittany and like just in front of people, and it was awkward and it just was horrible energy. And I was like, well, checks out.
Yeah, that's no secret. I think that she would say that publicly. And good for her for separating herself. I feel like a lot of people should have done that in that friend group specifically.
Yeah, we all have our journeys.
Did you get your copy of Sheena's book yet?
Oh my God, Kate, I had a horrible day on Monday because I got a notification that I had my packages. I had a dress for Cabo and the book, and it said it was delivered, and I go to my door and it's nowhere to be seen. And I'm like, where is it? I look at the proof of delivery on UPS. The picture is of not my building. I don't know where it is, but someone has my Sheena Shea book and a beautiful Aritzia dress. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's it. But you know what? I'm going to be honest. I feel like I might just ask for my money back and not read it because I feel like I'm getting the recaps from you and the internet and like...
The whole fucking book is out there already. There's no point to even buy the book.
Yeah, like I'm not... I was excited to like get juicy gossip, but I already know what the juicy gossip is. So it's like...
Yeah, I also think you may be able to listen to the book on Spotify.
Yeah, oh, that's a great pool activity.
You know, let me double check, because that's how I listened to Parvati from Survivor. Her whole book is on
Parvati has
Spotify.
a book?
Yep, and her book just came out. Oh my God, Sheena Shea, My Good Side of Memoir, included in premium. Yeah, you can listen to the whole book on Spotify if you have Spotify premium, so.
That's what I'll listen to on the airplane to Cabo next week.
Yeah, I mean, there you go. I mean, look, so I have it. It's not very big. It's pretty small, as you can see. And it's funny, too, because there's, like, photos on the inside. Like, you know how, like... But it's like, I've seen all these photos before. Like, it's not like it's really telling me anything interesting. Now, I'm not very far in. I'm on page 6. The most interesting thing that I learned...
From 6 pages.
From 6 pages is that her dad, the one that we see on the show sometimes, he's got blonde hair and a mustache, whatever, is not her biological dad. And I'm like, maybe I was living under a rock. I always thought that's kind of interesting that Sheena has like dark hair and pretty dark features when both of her parents are blonde. So like this guy is like her dad, right?
Her biological dad?
Not biological dad, but the guy that she calls dad and that we see in public. But her real dad, again guys, you should watch this episode on video, is this guy in this photo.
What?
His name is Raul. And basically, her mom was dating her dad, her not biological dad. They were dating, and her mom went off to Vegas and fucked Raul. But in Sheena's book, Sheena was like, you know, that's kind of, it's common. That's how people dated back then. Like, you weren't really tied down. So she gets pregnant by this guy, Raul, a real Jax Taylor situation, if you ask me, getting somebody pregnant in Vegas, comes back to Azusa and tells the guy that she's with, and the guy's like, I want to help raise the baby. And that is the guy that Sheena calls dad. And that is kind of awesome.
You learned this within the first 6 pages?
Yep. So there I am getting some tea.
I take everything back. I might be in for a ride.
Because for me, it's like, that is the stuff that I do find to be interesting. Like, sure, I'm interested to hear that she's fucked Jesse McCartney, JC Chazé, Jesse Metcalf, 2 guys from The Notebook, 3 guys from the NBA. Like, sure. But like, that's the stuff I'm going to hear in public. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's a tidbit. And to give Sheena credit, you would think we would hear about that a lot or something. Or that we'd hear about it more, like, because it's about her and it's weird. Does she have issues with it? It sounds like she coped with it fine.
I haven't gotten that far yet. I mean...
Right, that's page 7.
Yeah, and I mean, in that photo with Raul, she was older, so I guess they do have some type of relationship, or at least they did.
Oh, well, that's beautiful.
So, there you go.
Love, what did I say on Sister Wives? Love only multiplies, not divides.
You know what I just thought too? Wait, you watch Sister Wives?
Oh my God, I did, yes.
You love TLC, I do know that.
Yeah.
I get stuck in Sister Wives rabbit holes where I've never seen the show, but I will, if a clip is on TikTok, I will watch part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, to the point where I just watched the whole episode.
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, if you watch it from the beginning, just watching the dissolve of this family over a span of 10 years is the most fascinating, like, anthropological study you could ask for. It's so interesting.
You know, to me, TLC reality shows are more so documentaries than they even are reality shows. I mean, that's how I felt about 90 Day Fiancé. Like, I learned so much just by watching that show.
Oh my gosh, so much. And they have 90 Day Fiancé Hunt for Love on right now. I haven't watched 90 Day in a while. It is so good. I forgot how effing good it is. Like, I need to bring back memes from 90 Day because it's just so funny.
You do. I feel like I don't see many people talking about 90 Day Fiancé on the internet. Maybe that could be your
It's like a
niche.
different sector, I feel. I feel like it's like two different breeds.
There's also just so many fucking spin-offs of 90 Day Fiancé. It's so hard to keep up. Like, if you're not already in that universe, I don't know that you're going to be able to figure it out.
Oh, but I could turn someone. Give me the chance, Gabbers.
I started with 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way. That was the first one I watched during COVID. Oh, it was so good because you got to see them going to the other countries, and that's pretty cool.
Disasters. They're always disasters.
One more thing I want to say about this Raul story with Sheena, though, that I just thought about is maybe, not to like therapize, but maybe that's why Sheena doesn't think it's that, like, I don't know that Sheena doesn't think it's that big of a deal, but kind of plays off the fact that Brock has kids elsewhere as not a big deal because her dad wasn't with her when she grew up.
Nice dot connecting, kid.
Maybe.
That makes sense. That does make sense.
So who knows?
I can't wait till you get to the part where she does talk about the cheating and like how she handled it.
Oh, I know. And I did see in an interview, she said Ariana has not reached out to her. But I'm like, you should have reached out to Ariana before you put this book out and said, hey, I just want to let you know this is a big part of my book. I'm sorry I didn't tell you during Scandal. Like, I don't know.
She didn't do that?
I don't think so. That's that. It didn't seem like she did.
Oh my gosh.
I could be wrong. But someone asked her in an interview, has Ariana reached out to you since this came out? And she was like, no. Like, she didn't say no, but I told her
I saw that, but I was just assuming it would be unfathomable for her not to give Ariana a heads up that, like, this big thing was dropping during the biggest thing of your life. And, like, I was there. Like, that adds a lot of context to the situation with you and I, no? Like, I don't know.
A lot of necessary context, I would say.
Yes. Wow.
Now, again, I could be wrong, but that's just how I was interpreting it.
Yeah. Well, even the fact that she hasn't reached out since the book, it's an interesting observation.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Non-reality TV related. How are you? What's new?
Oh my gosh, I'm okay. I'm hanging.
We'll take it.
I'm hanging in there. How about yourself? How are you doing? You're so famous these days. Tell me about your life.
I'm not still on. My life is good. I've honestly, it's been a really rare, like, 2 weeks of, like, kind of chilling. And, like, I have a lot of friends to catch up with. I was telling Carolyn before we started recording, I'm getting dinner with a friend that I haven't seen since COVID. We used to work together tonight. I'm catching up on a lot of work and a lot of things I haven't really caught up on. So I'm actually being quite boring these days. But then, I mean, once August starts, I mean, I've been telling everyone when everyone's like, what are you up to this summer? I'm like, I'm living in LA this summer. Because so many summers, it's always like, everyone is like, oh, I'm going here and I'm doing this trip and I'm there and that and the other. Like, no one, at least not in my orbit, like, stays in LA for the summer. So for all of June and all of July, I was here. And it was great. And it was amazing just, like, being at my house.
Yeah.
But the second August starts, it's weddings, it's birthdays, it's trips, it's weekends, it's family. It's just, it's a lot. So I've just been savoring this moment of silence. Yeah.
Speaking of our friends going on vacation, Tomorrowland. Oh my gosh, our friends went to Tomorrowland.
Yes.
And if you don't know, Gabbers, it caught on fire before the festival started. And they were there like front row to watch it. And I was like, what is happening? But I can't believe they rebuilt the stage and still went on with the show. The show must go on.
If you guys are unfamiliar, Tomorrowland is just like a huge EDM festival in Belgium. And yeah, I think it was 48 hours before the festival started, there was a firework malfunction and the whole main stage, which if you hadn't seen this, I mean, this stage was huge. And the whole thing, I mean, it caught on fire, it was engulfed in flames. Thankfully, no one was hurt. No one was really there. But all these people are in Belgium, like, so is this festival happening? Or, I mean, granted, they were like, we're going to have a good time regardless. But yeah, and they ended up coming together. They built a new main stage. And yeah, the show went on. What do you say? We dive in head first
Let's dive in head first.
to this super zen episode of The Valley titled Season 2, Episode 15. There's no Zen in ReZENment. Again, round of applause for whoever is naming these episodes. I have been
Thank you so
loving them.
much. We
They've
really
been
appreciate
killing
your
it.
work. Killing it.
Absolutely killing it. So we start out at Lala's house. She just had her new baby. Janet, Michelle, and Brittany visit her and the baby. Janet brings Portos. And for those who don't know, Portos fucking rocks. Have you ever had Portos?
I don't think so. Maybe.
It is like a Valley staple. There's more than one location, but like I remember when I used to work like in an office, there was one guy that would always bring in Portos, and it's just like, oh, it's just great
So
food.
good.
Great food. So Lala's reaction to Portos was valid. I'm just standing up for her.
Good.
They're all just like goo goo gaga over this baby. Michelle reveals that although she thought she was one and done, she would consider having a baby or two with Aaron because he wants one.
Yeah, which makes sense. I mean,
Makes
she's young. She can. There's still time.
There's still time. There's always time. Brittany fills the girls in about the fight she had with Jax. It was the end of last episode. And Lala says, well, yeah, of course you make more money because a cocaine addiction is expensive. I love that they're just not hiding it anymore.
Yeah. And I think there was tension for a while of Brittany being like, I don't want Cruz to see this. Cruz is going to see this and know about it. So like, you might as well have Cruz see an open discussion and dialogue about the situation than everyone hiding it. Lala, you gotta love her for giving those punches when she can.
Right. And I mean, look, we all knew he was on
Yeah,
coke.
it's saying what we all know. Exactly.
Right. And it's either my dad is on cocaine or my dad's fucking batshit crazy. Why is he acting like this? Like, I mean, it's kind of a little bit of both personally, but at least, we're identifying the issue.
Yeah.
Then they talk about Hawaii still. We're still talking about Hawaii. We're never done talking about Hawaii. And Janet says she would love nothing more than for Kristen to hit her so she could go to jail for the night and they would take her engagement ring and put it in a little baggie. Kind of sounds like Janet's been to jail before. Like she knows a little too much about how the whole thing works.
Exactly. I was like, man, those are details that I've never thought to think about. But I guess they do take the ring. Why do they take the ring? I guess it's metal. You can't have anything.
Or I guess so you can't like hurt yourself. I don't know.
It's jail. They take everything, I guess. Anyways, when she said that, I was like, Janet, you are not helping your case, girl. Like, and she just is going deeper and deeper into this hole. And I'm like, oh my God, the world is going to hate that.
No, yeah, she definitely, she cuts deep for sure. Then we head over to Jax's. I actually wrote Jax's condo, but I forgot. It's a townhouse.
It's a townhouse.
My mistake.
Yeah, just so you remember, it's a townhouse.
Yeah, I'll never forget. I mean, in his defense, it is a townhouse, but they're pretty much the same thing. Jax has all the boys over, everyone except for Danny. He's giving everybody a little tour. He's really flexing this house on people. He's like, look at Cruz's room. Cruz's room is so big. I want Cruz to be so comfortable. Cruz's room is big, and the flat screen Cruz has in his room is even bigger. He has the biggest TV I've ever seen a 3-year-old have in a room.
I think that's an autism thing. I think it's like visual stimulation stuff.
Okay, I stand corrected because I was like, why does a young boy? You could be right. You could be right.
But I also could be wrong. But I thought about it too. But because he has his own sensory room at Britt's house, so I assume he has a little more needs for.
Here's the thing. You could very well be right, but also Jax could just be like, my son's getting the biggest TV because I'm a great dad. Like I think both things could be true.
Luke is actually the one that calls him out on it and says she's not worried about the place. And she is, he's referring to Brittany here. She's not worried about the place. She's worried about your lifestyle.
Exactly.
Lifestyle. I was like, tell it, Luke. Preach.
No, that was an amazing thing for Luke to say because basically this whole time, Jax is just like, first he claims Brittany's breadcrumbing him. And
I don't even think he knows what that means.
It's another buzzword that he recently learned.
Yeah.
And in the same breath, he's just flexing on, this apartment, this townhouse. I did this, I did that, or whatever. And then, yes, thank God, Luke, the voice of reason, to Carolyn's point, chimes in and says, like, yeah, your place is going to pass the test, but are you?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't really matter about the place. You need to change.
And then we get onto a very big tangent on why Danny isn't there and hasn't been there.
Who?
Kate, Jax is acting as if Danny has killed his unborn child. Like what? To me, and I'll say this again later, this seems like the biggest like case of projection I've ever seen in my entire life. Like textbook projecting because he doesn't want to like be accountable for the things he's doing because he's saying, hell, that guy's doing it. Let him do it. But
No,
I can't.
You are absolutely right. He's literally like, Jax is the one that just got out of rehab, and yet he's deflecting all of his energy onto Danny, saying, well, I'm serving alcohol here, so I'm assuming Danny's not allowed to come. It's like, dude, my thing about Jax and this whole Danny situation is Jax was gone. And Brittany kind of said this on Watch What Happens Live last night too. Like, Jax has been gone, so he doesn't really know that, like, we're done with this. You know, like, we've already dealt with this. Jax is trying to secure his little drama storyline. He's trying to deflect and make someone else look bad. It's like, it just is such a stupid thing to bring up because it's like, it would basically be like him bringing up, yeah, well, Michelle is a Republican. It's like, yeah, that we talked about that last season, and like, we're done with that storyline now.
I didn't even think about the storyline aspect, but I mean, that makes more sense in retrospect because I mean, the chip on his shoulder is so large in regards to this that it just is not proportionate to the reality of the situation. It's like, what is he upset about?
No, and it's definitely both things. I think it's a little bit of like he's trying to, you know, give himself something to talk about that isn't himself in a storyline wise. But no, it is mostly chip on the shoulder, trying to deflect, trying to make Danny look bad. It's just stupid. To be honest with you, I kind of tuned this whole part out because I do not believe one singular word that comes out of his mouth. Why am I wasting my time even listening to him?
Yeah, and I will say, like, our father, Jason, is going a little bit down in my book because he just, like, he yes-ands Jax all the time. And it's like, dude, if he really is, like, the Jax whisperer, then whisper to him. Like, we need to change whisperers. Luke should be the whisperer. He's got better whispers.
I'm learning that Jason may be a bit of an enabler.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm sensing that about him.
Yeah. He's cute, though.
He's cute. It's so interesting how it's changed. I'm glad we never officially called him daddy.
No, we didn't give it to anyone.
No, Luke's getting there though.
Luke is looking daddier and daddier every day.
Yeah, daddier and daddier each day.
Every damn day.
This scene, yeah, and how hearing Jax's sermon about how Danny needs to take accountability for his actions, it's so crazy. It's just so obvious Jax has learned these things. And now he just regurgitates them and he does not process what he's saying at all.
He's at rock bottom and he wants someone else there with him.
Yeah, 100%. He's trying to take someone down further than him. The next scene we see is at Jesse's house where Michelle goes over and they're having a little chat. Tell me about it, Carolyn. You're making a face.
I mean, this whole scene, I have such mixed feelings about, and I'm so curious what you thought about it. Jesse and Michelle have a conversation about their relationship, and Jesse gets very seemingly vulnerable. He cries again, saying, pretty much bringing a peace offering to the situation, saying, I think, we should get along for the sake of Isabella. The divorce wasn't your fault. It was both of our faults. Let's move forward. It seemed like great progress. On the after show, Michelle was like, that was 100% bullshit. And he didn't change at all. Crocodile tears, the whole thing. I'm like, is he that good of an actor? What do you think?
Wow. Okay. Thank you for the after show tea as always, because I didn't watch it. I do have in my notes though that I feel like Jesse is putting in this effort with Michelle. It seems like that on the outside, but I've said it once, I'll say it again. I do think he puts on this sad victim role for the camera. Totally. I think he does it, one, to make people feel bad for him, and two, to make Michelle look bad. Because you'll notice Michelle went over there and she was stone cold, stone faced. She was kind of cold and just, he was like, you don't have to dress up to come to my house. She's like, I'm not, I'm going somewhere after.
Well, because she knew she couldn't say anything back to him when he's in that state saying those things, because it wouldn't look good on her part. But she was thinking clearly, this is bullshit. You're doing this again to further your plot line, but I'll go along with it in the hopes and the spirit of it that it's true, because she does want to get along with him. She does.
You know what? It is disappointing that wasn't truthful or that didn't end up happening according to Michelle, because all in all, like, I'm going to take all the outside noise out of it and just recap this scene as a viewer. This is the only thing I know about. It was a really great conversation. It was nice to see. We're just, we've seen so much of Brittany and Jax fighting.
Yes.
It was nice to see a broken up couple have a conversation where there's no yelling, accountability is being taken, tears are shed, they hug, they laugh. Like, I do want to see them succeed. I want them to be friends. And at the end of this conversation, I felt like we were on the right track.
I wrote down great progress. I mean, again, if this were an isolated scene, I knew nothing about the show, you would feel for this guy. You'd be like, man, this guy's really trying. But obviously there's context to every situation, and we know he's been here before. I thought there was a little bit of progress made, and so I was surprised for Michelle to say otherwise.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. But you know what? Again, there's a couple sides to every story, so who knows? And then in this scene, this is where Michelle reveals, I'm having a Zen party, everybody come, and that's the big build up for the episode. The next scene is at Brittany's house. She changes their welcome mat to say the Cartwright.
Yay!
She is so someone that is like live, laugh, love all over the wall.
Yes.
Like cursive writing, like, I hate to say this word, but like, chuggy.
She is, no.
No,
She's
but
a
I'm
little
not saying
chuggy.
it's a negative thing. It's just an observation.
Yeah, like I'm definitely chuggy, but she's like really chuggy.
Yeah, I can be chuggy for sure.
You are not chuggy.
I'm literally playing with a piece of bread stress ball right now. Like, that's chuggy.
Is that chuggy?
I also
feel
have
like-
another one right here.
There you go.
My little things.
Just squeeze them. I'm just picking out my nails like a psycho.
I do that too. I do appreciate that she decides, like, I'm taking full control over my home. I'm making it my own. That's exactly what I think I've talked about this on this pod before, but when I broke up with my ex, I did the same thing. I changed so much around the house. Like, you have to make it feel like it's like a new spot. So I think she's doing the right thing. Now, if she really is texting Jax photos of the yard while she's doing it, I don't necessarily agree with that. But again, we don't really know the truth.
I hope she saged that thing from top to bottom.
She honestly should have burnt the house down and taken the insurance money at that point, but
She needs a priest. She needs like a Buddhist monk. She needs everyone in that house to bless it.
literally anybody you can get. Anybody you can get.
But she says she loves it, so I'm happy for her.
Me too. Kristen comes over and they discuss her fertility. Again, something we've been talking about a lot of episodes by now. It is but this was a good conversation. This was a necessary conversation where she, conveys that she's feeling scared hearing the word infertile being said by the doctors. And again, Carolyn and I have said this every episode. We are just so happy that she has a baby now. Like, it's easy to watch these scenes knowing that she came out the other end.
Can I say something about this scene that's nuanced for like the health community? As someone who has a bunch of health issues, terminology is such a big mental factor in your health journey. Sometimes you'll get reports back and they say things that are really hard to read, like infertile or disabled or stuff like that. And you're like, whoa, wait, no one ever officially put a stamp on me saying that. But at some point it just starts being like naturally incorporated into nomenclature. And you're like, whoa, there's no meeting. There's no court case where they're like, and now I declare you infertile. Like, clearly they did that and she still had a kid, so she wasn't infertile. But it is like, it messes with your mind of who you are and how you view yourself when you go through these types of health situations. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense. You had mentioned that, I think, an episode or two ago with Nia when the doctor said the word extreme, and you said, Carolyn, like, that's the only word you're going to hear is that you were dubbed extreme in something. So I think that makes perfect sense. And because that is exactly what Kristen was saying, where they never said you are infertile, but she read all these paperwork that said, this doesn't cover infertility medicine and stuff like that. And they weren't calling her that, but that was the only word that she could really pick out from it.
Yeah.
So I think that's very important. I think because you do have a personal connection to it, I liked hearing that come from you.
Hell yeah. Thanks, babe.
Good job.
Thanks. Should we go to Zach and Benji's dinner?
Yeah, let's go to Norma. Where's Norma? I didn't look it up.
Oh, Norma is supposed to be really good. I've never been.
Norma. It's in West Hollywood.
I have been. Have I? I'm thinking of Nora.
It's to the right. I've been to Nora as well.
Yeah, we've been to
Also
Nora
in
many
West
times.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
Norma is right next to EP and LP.
Okay, there you go. It looks delicious.
It did look good. It looked cute. Their drinks looked really good.
Oh yeah, they didn't even eat, so I'm lying. Their drinks looked cute.
The Zach and Benji storyline, I think, is really cute. Like, I think they're adorable. I think they're like a good couple. We do get a bit more insight in it this episode that Benji is officially getting divorced on Zach's birthday, which is kind of hilarious. But Benji didn't want the divorce. Benji was still in love with his ex-husband. The ex is the one that wanted the divorce. But Benji does say, like, it's been like a year and a half or something, and now he feels ready to move on.
I had the same notes of like, I think they're cute together, but I did raise a big red flag, I'm not gonna lie, when I heard that. Only because it's still clearly very emotional to talk about, which makes sense because the marriage hasn't been officially over yet.
Yeah.
But the fact that he admits that he didn't want it, that he didn't want it to happen, I can imagine there's going to be conversations in their relationship of like, are you really over this? Like, do you need more time? Do you blah, blah, blah. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but I was
think
very
you're
surprised to
absolutely
hear
right.
that.
You're absolutely right. I mean, I think it's great that Benji was honest about it, but no, totally. I mean, I would feel insecure if I was the person dating someone after a divorce that didn't want a divorce. And, you know, then they cut right to a scene of Zach saying, you know, I think that there might be wedding bells, but he says like, well, that's my plan. I don't know Benji's plan.
Right.
So it's like, I feel like Zach is now ready to get married, and Benji's kind of like, I could see Benji really not being in much of a rush considering he's just now divorced. Who knows?
Exactly. This definitely feels like, I don't want to say, I don't mean it in like a bad way, but puppy love for Zach. I mean, he's just so in love with Benji, which I love, but it's also giving first time love. Like, I wonder if he's been in love before.
Good question.
Who knows? But I do think they're cute together, and I hope it works out. But yeah, I was surprised to hear that. That's interesting.
No, I'm also definitely rooting for them. And then Zach just kind of vents to Benji that he feels like Brittany is brushing off Janet's behavior and isn't like actually seeing what Janet is doing. And that becomes a theme throughout the episode.
Yeah, we'll circle back to that one.
We'll circle back. So then we see some quick clips of everybody getting ready for the Zen party. And then they arrive at Yamashiro Hollywood. Have you been there?
I love Yamashiro.
I've never been, and it looks so cool. Everybody raves about it.
I went to Yamashiro when I was like 23 and signed my first like acting contract, and the director took me there, and like my boss took me there, and I was like, oh my God, Hollywood. Probably still like the highlight of my career. I loved, if you want a big fancy Hollywood dinner that you can feel like the magic of Tinseltown, go to Yamashiro, because you're up on a hill, and so you see all of LA. And it's a beautiful, like, old Japanese house. It's fascinating. It's a really cool piece of architecture.
That's awesome. I definitely would like to go there sometime. I think it just looks so cool.
Yeah.
Everybody arrives at this Zen party, and honestly, my first note is they all look great. Like, everyone's wearing fun colors. Everyone's really dressed up. Like, I just thought they obviously know this is going to be the finale, I would assume. So they did not disappoint. They showed up.
Oh my gosh, did everyone show up? By the end, we were having montages of literally like 6 different fights going on at one time.
Oh, girl, I know. It actually is so funny because it's like, my notes change so drastically as this party goes on.
It was really hard to take notes because like it would go back and forth between like 3 different things happening at once.
Yeah. So first, the party actually is really great. I think Michelle put a lot of effort into this, and I thought it was really sweet, actually. And I also didn't take Michelle as like a spiritual type of person.
Oh, I read that the day I saw her. She seems so like granola to me. And in the sense of like crystals and stuff, like, because she talks about how she doesn't eat fast food.
That's
she only eats
true.
like organic stuff.
Well, and I just feel like when Jessie did like the ayahuasca thing, she didn't seem like she like was that about it. But now I'm like, that makes sense as to why like they probably had that in common, that they both like were down for that type of shit.
Yeah, well, it sounds like Jessie, who knows the history on that? But yeah, it didn't surprise me at all. But I thought it was very cute that she like got everyone a stone. That was like, I had a friend's wedding. Oh, I'm not wearing it. She's like a certified gemologist. I think that's what they're called. I don't know. You can look at diamonds and stuff. It's a really hard certification to get. Yeah. But she picked out a gemstone for every one of the wedding guests and wrote a handwritten note on why she she picked that gemstone and like what it represented about you, I was like, damn girl, you're making me look bad. Like at my wedding, if I said hello, like you were lucky. You were damn lucky.
No, you know what? Everybody's different. I don't know that I could do that too. That's people be putting in effort. That's like my friends will always give me like a birthday gift or something, and I like never do. It's just, it's different types of people.
Everyone has their flow,
So Michelle has crystals for everyone and a personalized note. Even Jesse, they all read their notes out loud. The notes are honestly really nice. They're really sweet. It's like a really cute bonding moment that obviously will not last.
I hope you get prosperity in this new year. I mean,
well, it's funny because it's like some notes were kind of so like...
They were so generic.
And then others were like, best of luck in your fertility journey.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. But you know what? It was effort made by Michelle, which we haven't really seen much of, so...
Yes,
more power
I
to
liked
her.
that.
Jax pulls Brittany for a quick chat and says, it's not drama, I promise. He then proceeds to discuss with Brittany cruise and security cameras, which are the two biggest pieces of drama they've been fighting about.
Is this the first conversation they've had since... No. We've seen other conversations. Never mind. They've had, and it went horribly. Have they only had one other horrible conversation face to face?
Since he got out? Yeah, I think they only had that one where he went to the house and he like flipped out at her.
Oh my gosh. I mean... Yeah, it went south so fast, and the way that Jax thought that wouldn't go south fast boggles my mind.
Hey, can we talk real fast? It's not drama. Where's my fucking son? I'm putting in cameras and that. It's like, dude, come on. He literally proceeds to blame Brittany for the reason that they're getting a divorce. He tells Brittany that she won't be able to keep up with the house expenses, and then like she thankfully goes, hold on a second. Our house is only expensive because you didn't pay your taxes. You skipped out on paying the mortgage. Like, she basically schools him of like, the only reason that we were in the shitter is because of you.
Did she talk numbers in the real show, or was that the after show?
I think in the real where she says it was like $1.2 million of taxes he didn't pay.
Right, and then the mortgage was around like $7,000, and now it's $17,000 a month. I mean, that just blew my fucking mind. That's insane. Oh gosh, I guess she's stuck with it. And she is so right. She says, he should be thanking me. Mm-hmm. He should be like bowing at her knees. That is such an insane amount of debt. He was over $1 million in debt to the IRS.
Yeah, but to be honest, I mean, yeah, he should be thanking her. But once again, she's saving his ass. She's pulling him out of the shitter. Like, she's almost covering for him again.
Well, you know why? I think it's because her name was on the mortgage and it's her credit score.
She doesn't really have a choice, huh?
She doesn't have a choice. She's linked in it. Like, if she wants a house again, like, she's better pay up.
During this conversation where Jack says it's no drama, he also tells Brittany he's going to wait until the very last day to take a look at those divorce papers. Just because he can. He's evil.
Just because. And for him to say things like that and still get so defensive of why we don't like him, again, boggles my mind. That is such, if you're writing a script and you're like, okay, I need an asshole thing to say. What's a character that is getting in a really bad divorce. Say, I'm just not going to sign him just because. That's crazy.
Yeah, but it did hit. I was like, damn, that got me right in the heart. The difference between Jax and Jesse is Jesse can control himself when he's in an argument with Michelle. Jesse is aware that there are cameras there. Mm-hmm. Jesse is aware of how he's being portrayed. Yeah. When Jax gets mad enough, he sees red, and that's when he starts to say shit like, I'm not going to sign the divorce papers just because I can. It doesn't make him look good. I don't know why he's doing that.
But it's that quality in him that has made him interesting to watch for all these years on reality TV. But it's also his downfall at the end of the day because it's showing too much.
He's so unapologetically himself in a way that typically that is something I would praise in a reality star. But this is something that it's just I don't like watching.
Yeah, it's almost it's too real. We see, Jax, you showed yourself too much. You shot your
You know what? Maybe reality TV should be scripted, come to think of it. Only when it comes to Jax Taylor. Get this man a writer, please.
Hi, Brittany. So good to see you today.
I'm sorry. How can I help with our son? Yeah. It's really not that hard to write. Another part of the scene that I thought was so amazing was how Brittany is like, I used to love him. Like, he used to be my best friend. I used to think he's so hot. And now I look at him and he's just like this greasy man-child. Like, how that is so fucking real, right? Like, when you break up with someone, they just become like the ugliest person you've ever seen.
Well, I would say when you move on from someone you've broken up with, they become the ugliest person you've ever seen. Because if you're still into them, you're like, you're still not seeing his pores, right? But once she's like healed, she's like, oh my God, there are craters on his head and nose. This guy is disgusting.
Yeah, and also he didn't look good in that scene. There has been, maybe it is because he's just showing his true self even more, but like, look, I'm going to be honest. There have been moments where I did think Jax looked good, or I thought Jax was kind of hot. I mean, it hasn't, not for a while.
No,
but he didn't look good in that. He hasn't been looking good.
Well, yeah, well, if Lala said it, so can I. Yeah, a coke addiction doesn't look good on people.
That's very true. That's very true. And
doesn't
also,
look good.
The Botox and the filler.
And the hair.
Yeah, I mean, it's just too much.
Yeah.
Now to change paces a little bit, Janet goes up to Nia and says, you know, Nia, things haven't been great, but if there's anything you want to get off your chest, I'm here to listen. Now, that wasn't necessarily an apology, but it's something.
Can I tell you, Gabbers, you have scared the shit out of me of even talking about Janet. Everyone's like, why are you protecting Janet? Like, this is why I don't like podcasters to meet reality people. Look, guys, I don't agree with Janet's behavior. I want to make that clear. I do not think she has moved well this season at all. I like to make fun that she also takes baths and likes Dave and Buster's like I do. But, so if I do say anything of like, she was opening the door here, she was. Do I still think that was a horrible apology? Abso-fucking-lutely.
Totally. No, I had the same note. Like, it is something. Like, she did go up to her. The thing about Janet is she is the definition of she takes one step forward and two steps back. Like, every time I'm like, oh, there she goes. And then it's like, bitch, you were so close. Like, you almost had us. Like, you almost had a moment, and then you just had to ruin it,
Like, this time, she came up to Nia and was saying, if you have anything to talk about, and Nia responds, we've been hurting, we need space, and Janet just torpedoes the whole thing by being like, again, sorry, I used those harsh words. Like, no.
I think what Janet was trying to do in this episode is she kept saying, like, this whole party, she was very, like, or at least she tried to like be really quiet and not really say anything and not get in the middle. But like, you can't just do that today. Like, like you've been in the middle of everything this whole season. Now you decide, I'm not in this. I'm not getting in the middle of it. You've started every single thing we're fighting about today.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to, you can't just choose this one time to not get involved. Anyways, Nia, I think I would probably do the same thing she did in this situation. She basically just says, like, you know what? I need space because she doesn't want to talk to Janet. Like, like she has no interest in even humoring this because Nia knows exactly where it's going to go. It's going to go nowhere. Janet does eventually apologize, and Nia's like, okay, whatever. Like, I just need some space from you. But Nia says her actions are unforgivable, and I don't blame her. She doesn't want to keep going on this Janet merry-go-round.
Yeah, I think none of us want to be on this Janet merry-go-round by now.
No, it's
especially
not
Zach, which we'll get to.
Oh, Zach is over it. Zach is also drunk, but then we have a talk. So many talks between Jesse, Kristen, and Luke. Jesse says he is trying to be growth, not show growth. And then he kind of breaks down to them. He starts crying. This wasn't like a huge scene. I just said, like, I do believe that Jesse is going through a lot, but it doesn't trump the fact that I still think he was a bad husband. Like, I understand his hurt, but like he said earlier in the episode, it was their fault. They're getting divorced. Like, it takes two to tango. Like, it's hard for me to feel bad for him.
And that's the thing. Like, I don't feel bad for him, but the things he said were facts. I mean, getting a divorce psychologically has like the same impact as a death of somebody. Like, it's a horrible thing to go through. Yeah. That said, Gabbers, don't say that I'm obsessed with him. No, that said, I think he's on the same spiel here and doing the tears. And if he really wants to be the growth, we should see the growth. You know what I mean?
People just keep repeating things that they've heard from their life coaches on this show. Be the growth.
Be the growth.
But
see
it's
the
a good,
growth.
it is a good thing. Then Jax Taylor is hanging out and he just realized he hasn't talked to anybody in a while and said, you know what? I think I'm going to go start shit with Danny.
You know what's so funny was the unsung hero of this episode, which was Brock Davies. Of him being like, what is happening? All right, I'm gonna step out now. Thank you.
It's funny you say that actually, because I have a theory that if you go back and watch, Brock was standing with Danny when Jax walked over. And I kind of felt like a producer said, Brock, get out. Because I kind of saw Brock like look off camera and go like, oh, and like nod his head and then goes, all right, boys, I'm going to get out of here.
Exactly. And did you notice that they introduced him as Brittany's friend, which was interesting?
I did not notice that. What the fuck? That's so weird.
It is. I wonder what Sheena has to say about that.
It should have said Brock. Sheena's cheating ex-husband or cheating husband or whatever the fuck he is nowadays.
His cheating ass husband.
His cheating ass husband. So Danny makes it a point to say that he has drank 7 waters since he's been there. Danny has not been drinking in the past 3 weeks. He didn't drink in Hawaii. And by the way, I think that's good. I think Danny and Nia, I'm sure it's probably Nia's doing, but have realized if you're drinking, that's automatically where people are going to go. Oh, Danny's drunk again. Oh, look at Danny acting out again. So it's like the only way Danny's ever going to win is if he stays completely sober in this group, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. And Jax does his weird Jax, like, greasy thing of just being like, hi. Like instigating the fight, like poking someone to see what he'll get out of Danny. And Danny responds with, yeah, not a lot been going on. Haven't been drinking. Like he brings it up immediately, which I thought was really interesting because he knew that's where I was going. He knew immediately what Jax was going to say.
Danny expedited the process. Danny said, haven't been drinking, heard you had a boys' night I wasn't invited to. He like served it up on a platter. I almost feel like if I were Danny, I'd be like, just say what you need to say, get it over with.
Yeah, like we're not gonna play this game, bro. Like let's just get into it.
Jax is then just like on some like anti-Danny rampage. It's just again so fucking obvious he's trying to deflect. He then compares Danny to Jeffrey Dahmer when he meant to compare him to Ted Bundy. He was like, yeah, Danny's a nice guy when he's sober too. Well, so was Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer was famously a weirdo all the time. So it's just, he's just so stupid.
No, but then they clarified it and they were like, he was like, no, Ted Bundy. And the girls were like, I don't think Ted Bundy was very likable. That's actually false. That is a known thing. It's like Ted Bundy had charm about him. He like even tried to like represent himself in court.
Ted Bundy was like hot and charming, and was a psycho. And then Brittany says in a talking head, I think Jax is more like Ted Bundy than Danny, and I think she's absolutely right.
Oh my God, yeah. If you were to pick someone in the group for it to be Ted Bundy, who is it and why is it Jax? Like seriously.
And again, this is Jax repeating a phrase that he heard that he has no idea what it means.
Yeah,
like
exactly. Jax is spiraling. Jax, I haven't seen Jax this revved up in a minute. Even his crazy scenes this season. This one, it was the most public breakdown we've seen this season. Completely unhinged, no control.
At one point, he literally says to Danny, "You're a great father, but a terrible drunk." It's like, no one is urging you to say these things. Like, why are you saying this?
Again, I mean, and that's where the storyline point, I'm like, oh, maybe you have a point there. Because, like, you don't say shit like that. Well, no one was saying he's a bad dad. What's wrong with you?
I know. It just came out of nowhere. Jax also says, I'm not a terrible drunk. I have anger issues, which lead me to drink.
If you need a sign that therapy did not work for someone, I've never heard a more clear telltale. Like, oh yeah, I only drink because I feel bad about myself. Yeah. Well, that's the problem.
I don't have a drinking problem. It's just anytime I get mad, I get blackout drunk and go on 3-day benders and do a bunch of cocaine and fight with my wife and throw things. That's not a drinking problem. It's an anger problem.
But I'm a good dad.
What an idiot.
Period.
Then Jax claims that Danny has been kicked out of his bar for touching girls inappropriately twice.
Not once, twice.
But Danny says it was once. I will say it is kind of crazy to even be kicked out of a bar for inappropriately touching a woman one time.
No, yeah, that's where this whole thing is like, it is justified that we're questioning Danny's relationship with alcohol.
Right.
We have too many data points that show that we all need to kind of be questioning Danny's relationship with alcohol.
100%. But in the grand scheme of this fight right now, it's like, Jax, we've been knowing this. Like, this isn't new news. You're breaking us. We fucking learned this shit episode 8. Like you are so behind on the times. It's embarrassing how he's just clinging on to any relevance to like have a place on this show.
Like, he's gonna have an aneurysm. Like, the veins on his forehead were like bulging out. It was crazy.
It was just such like a Danny and Nia smear campaign. Like, even the whole like when Nia comes up and Jax is like, okay, well, you know, Miss America. It's like, and I love how she looked right at the camera and goes, wrong pageant. That was actually awesome.
I think it was in the after show where Danny says, well, yeah, I was told from the beginning of the season that Jax had it out for us. Mm-hmm. That he had a target. Jax told Danny directly, there is a target on your back. I'm coming for you. Because he hated how good of a couple the show made them appear.
Yeah, and it's pretty fucking obvious that that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Something that I did flag in this scene that I do feel like I have to bring up is Jax then, you know, starts going off about how Danny was kicked out of his bar for touching women and being inappropriate and blah, 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 whatever. Why is it then when Janet brought that up, it was like the end of the fucking world? And then when Jax brings it up, Kristen's just like, Jax, stop. Like, Jax, calm down. It's like, I guess I know the answer because a lot of them have been saying it in interviews of like, you know, he just got out of rehab. We're trying to like keep it, you know, I think they didn't want to trigger him too much, but I do wish they would have held him to the same standard that they held Janet when she said that shit and absolutely flip out on him, but they didn't.
Yeah. That's a good double standard. I didn't even think about that.
She said the same shit as him. Then Danny drops a bomb and says that Jax sleeps with his staff and even Brittany knows about it. And Nia was like, Daniel, that's on camera. It's right behind you. And I loved how Danny was like, of course it's on camera. There's a camera there, a camera there. I don't care that it's on camera. I know I'm on camera.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know which bit of this she was referring to, of it being that on camera. I took it as she was saying that conversation, like all of that was on camera, as if he didn't know it were on camera. Yours makes a little more sense.
Well,
regardless,
to your point, I actually also didn't know either. I just assumed that's what they were talking about.
It's just another look at Nia pointing out that there are cameras there. And I did like Danny being like, yes, Nia, that there's a camera there, right over there, and right over here. That's the point of a reality show.
Yeah. Nia is a little too hyper aware of the fact that she is on camera all the time. And I did appreciate that from Danny of like, I don't care. I know the cameras are here. I don't care.
Right.
Good for him. I also love that after all of that, Jax, keep in mind, fresh out of rehab, changed man, really trying to better himself for his kid, goes to the bar and orders a vodka on the rocks.
Yeah, but he doesn't have an alcohol problem.
No, it was an anger problem. Danny got him mad and then it forced him to drink, obviously.
So he had to drink, exactly.
We then have this like fun shot of the 4 different arguments that are happening at the same exact time at this party.
Yeah, there's a whole other argument with Jesse and Michelle that we don't see a lick of about Michelle saying, Jesse, you should have talked to me about my mom dying sooner. Like, we didn't even see that. That was low on the totem pole.
I'm honestly kind of glad we didn't. I don't know that I could have handled anymore. This became less of a Zen party and more of a when are we leaving party.
Nice.
Like that
nice.
one.
That was beautiful.
I was queuing that up. Then we do see another fight. Again, it's another fight I do not give a shit about. Between Sheena, Kristen, and Zach about the Jenna stuff and who's like, I'm like, I already forgot about her at this point. Like that is so low on the totem pole of things that I care about.
But it was the match Zach needed to completely ignite over the Janet situation. And in the after show, I think it's Jason that's like, does anyone remember what he was mad about? Like at this moment, I did have to stop and think, why is he so wound up again? I couldn't recall. It was like a Real Housewives moment where I was like, okay, why is he mad again at Janet? Why why is he so viscerally mad? Why is he as mad as Jax is at Danny to Janet? And I think alcohol was one reason. And B, in the after show, he just says, look, people forget that I've been gaslit this entire time. From last year, he's still not over the Big Bear incident. He's still not over the incident where Zach said he doesn't care if she has a miscarriage, which I was like, why are you? But I guess he didn't like how Janet approached the aftermath of that situation. But even those just seemed, again, to me, I was like, man, he is mad.
I also think it started off as an argument about Jenna and really was just a vessel that he used to make this just about Janet as a whole.
Yeah.
And just blew up into like fuck Janet mode because they all have so much shit like within them.
Dude, in the after show, Zach said something really interesting. He was like, people say that I get drunk and I get upset. Yeah, if I'm drunk, it's either two things. One, I'm dancing, or two, I'm upset because I don't get to vent my real feelings in real life, and it's the only time that I feel my emotions and cry. And it's like, oh damn. Like, he's very aware of that's what's happening, but I was just like, oh my gosh, he's cognizant that he is using alcohol as a substitute of sorts.
Yeah, that is actually super interesting. It's also so obvious that he is really upset. I think it's almost less about Janet, more about Brittany, because that was also a huge theme on Watch What Happens Live. He just really wants Brittany to choose him over Janet. That's all he wants. Like, so, and he does in this scene in the show pretty much give Brittany an ultimatum and say like, you need to see the real her. And he says she is just like Jax.
Did she put you under the same spell as Jax did, or whatever he said?
She's gonna cut your skin off and wear it.
I mean,
I'm like, okay, Zach, that's a little much. That's
so
a little
extreme.
Much.
So extreme.
Janet then says, which I'm like, Janet, just stop talking.
Yeah.
Says that she wants Kristen to apologize for calling her a whore and that she was gonna beat her up, which I gotta be honest, I agree with Kristen on this one. It's Kristen. Janet should know as a fan that Kristen used to be crazy Kristen. What Kristen said about you is not even close to the worst thing that she could say to you. I mean, granted, it's not great for her to say those things.
She should still be held accountable for like saying weird shit. And it's weird that she's like, I say colorful things when I'm mad. It's like the biggest euphemism I've ever heard for like that type of behavior.
Right. I'm a bitch when I get upset. Just say that. Like,
yeah,
we know
exactly.
it. We know it. I mean, that's not an excuse, by the way. Like, but I do think this was just Janet wanting an excuse to look like the victim and Kristen to be like, oh, come on. Like, she even says at one point, like, you and I used to be best friends. Like, you know, that's just how I talk. Like,
yeah, that moment was tough to watch. And when Janet says, yeah, we were, like, boom, oh, right to the heart.
They'll never be friends again.
No.
Zach then breaks down into tears to Brittany saying, stop letting her win. And then as Janet is leaving, Jack is screaming, bye, fuck you, whore, as she walks out of the place, which then leads Janet and Jason to turn around. I thought we were going to see a fist fight between Jason and Zach.
Yeah, Jason was pissed. I'll tell you, Catherine, if we were at a bar and someone called me a whore and Kyle were there, it would be a problem. Like,
No,
I totally fell for him.
I fell for him too. And he did what he should do as a partner. Or I would hope that my partner would do that. I would hope my friend would do that of like, what did you just say? Like, don't say that.
Yeah, like, that is my partner for life. Hello.
I was nervous that fists were going to get thrown, though. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, but Jason's too smart. He knows legally.
That's so true.
It gets way too complicated once you touch him. It's too hard.
Yeah, that's so true. The second hands get laid. And then we see the trailer for the reunions. We have not one, not two, but a 3-part reunion, which I do think is necessary for a show like this. It definitely looks pretty juicy from the trailer.
Yeah, it looks like a mess. I was surprised they got 3 hours out of it. I say that. Why was I surprised? We just recapped 3 hours of like content within the past 10 minutes of that episode. Like,
literally.
There's going to be a lot to say. But the fact that these people just keep going at it. Like, they are dogs with a bone. Like, everyone's very strong-willed in this group. Like, no one will let up about anything, as Brittany says.
Exactly.
So it'll be fun to watch.
Brittany also said on Watch What Happens Live, I'm single as a prangle.
Oh, God. Get it, girl. Get it.
So Carolyn is going off to Cabo. And with that being said, I mean, exciting, party, rage. Gabbers, take a deep breath here. We are not going to be recapping the finales. It's going to be too hard. You need to go out of the country. You need to live your life. You have to have fun. And I get that. And I'm with you on that. And I think you should. Don't let that deter you guys from watching the finales. Still watch it. DM us. If you want to know our takes, we'll tell you. I just think also, we've done this with Vanderpump Rules, I believe. Like, recapping finales is honestly kind of hard because so much stuff happens that recapping the reunion, like the reunion is a recap in and of itself.
Exactly. That's why it's hard to recap it. It's because like the point of it is to recap the series.
Yeah, 100%. And then an announcement from me. I just want to let everybody know that unfortunately I am going to take a little break from Girls Unscripted because your girl is just overwhelmed with life. It's all good things. I've just been really busy, and like I'm someone that advice I always give to other people that I need to take for myself is like listen to your body, and I know exactly what happens to me when I get overwhelmed and do too much. I get really bad anxiety and panic attacks happen and I pass out, and I don't like to do that. So I'm just slowing down a bit. I'm listening to my body, but it definitely is a sad decision because I obviously love all of our gabbers. I love Carolyn and I love our producer, Rachel. But I'm also going out of town for like all of August and September. So it does just kind of seem like a good time for me to kind of like take a step back. But you guys should still stay tuned to see what's next for Girls Unscripted. Podcast isn't going anywhere and I'm just taking a break.
We prioritize mental health here on Girls Unscripted, and we love our Catherine dearly. So if Kate needs a break, we need a break. Look, I get it. This Cabo next week, we have released 1 to 2 episodes every week this year since January. And it has been a lot. It's been hard through holidays, through like a festival. Like it's been a lot. And not that we don't love every second of it, but we are due for a little R&R. That being said, we are going to pick up with what we've been doing with Bachelor in Paradise. If you haven't been listening, we have unscripted producer Grace Douglas talking about Bachelor in Paradise. It is so fun. We've been having such a good time. It's a lot of laughs, a lot of silliness, goofiness. And if you like Bachelor in Paradise, come over and take a look.
To be honest, even if I listened to the Bachelor in Paradise recaps, I texted Carolyn and I said, Grace has a really good podcasting voice. I really do like her. Like it's fun to listen to someone else on the other end. And I don't watch Bachelor in Paradise, but it is a nice way to like stay in the zeitgeist of things. And to Carolyn's point too, it is kind of crazy when you think about it. We've been doing this for like well over a year and a half now. We've released pretty much 1 to 2 episodes a week. Every week. We have like not really taken a break since we started. So reality TV news is always happening. You guys know where to find me. You know where to find Girls Unscripted. We're always going to be gabbing till the day we die.
And people have been asking about recaps for Vanderpump Rules. We are going to bring those back as well. And Kate says she's going to be a rotating co-host. So it's not the end for Kate. We're still going to have her around. And who knows what the future holds. But for right now, we're going to Cabo, y'all. That's what we're doing.
Oh my God, Carolyn. You have to rewatch. I know we just watched Vanderpump Rules season 2, but rewatch their Cabo episode and go to the bar they went to, Squid Row.
Oh my God, we have, and then like do the fight.
And then do the fight.
We have to do it for the content.
Kyle reenacting the Schwartz and Katie fight. You have to do it.
Would be so fun.
You have to do it.
I know. That's kind of my shtick now.
Find like the voiceover on TikTok and just do it.
Yeah, the voiceover on TikTok.
I always say voiceover.
You mean the sound of that scene?
Yeah.
That's perfect. We're going to do it.
Oh, that's exciting. Okay, so there's your update. I freaking love you guys. You're the best. We see you. We love you. And you can still like, rate, subscribe. Nothing's stopping you.
Yeah, please. No, well, please. Especially with Grace coming on. We have new energy, new flow.
Give some love to Grace, baby.
Yeah, give her a warm welcome.
So you guys know where to find Carolyn and I. Make sure you follow us on all the socials. We always plug Girls Unscripted, but we never plug ourselves. So if you want to see that video of Carolyn and Kyle getting in a fake fight outside of Squid Row like Tom and Katie Maloney, then follow her. And if you want to see more of me, then follow me. And as always, thank you guys so much for listening. You are the best, and we love you so much.
We love you. Till next time.